Hello, everybody. Welcome to our channel. We are streaming this to my channel. I'm Susan Lynn. I'm a psychic and a medium. And Kevin, my good friend, fantastic medium, is streaming to his channel. How are you, Kevin? How are you doing today?
So good. What a day to get together. We were just saying it was like, of course we chose this day. I mean, the planets are aligned when we come together, so it's like now they're just like really aligning. But yeah, it feels good. Always fun to be here with you. And I feel I feel people really need just I don't know, I feel like they need this. I need, oh, here's my
There's your live.
echo.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's great to be here. Always exciting.
totally. We're happy to be giving you guys messages. If it's your first time, welcome. Let me just say one thing, which is that we will be doing psychic and mediumship questions today. We're not going to be talking politics. We really want to help you, right? This is your opportunity to get connections to your spirit guides and your loved ones. Also, I would say that any moderators that happen to be in the house, if you'll remind people, if we're doing a mediumship reading, it's really helpful if the person can jump in the chat and just say yes, no. We don't care. We don't mind hearing the word no. That makes no sense. It just helps us dial into the energy or, let that energy go because we might be talking to the wrong person. So just that be helpful for us. The psychic messages is not as needed because we're not actually talking to an entity that can talk back in that way. So that would be helpful. And also, I would just say that pay attention to the readings that everybody else gets because spirit never wastes an opportunity to give a message. So if they're giving a message about somebody with their job or their kids, or if they're getting a message from a loved one, you can often get that same message. That message can be for you too. There might be 5 different people that had yellow trucks and you'd be surprised, right? But spirit will bring that message to as many people as possible. Anything else you want to
Mm.
add to that?
I just love that point. I love the point of trying to catch as many ears and eyes as possible within the messaging. So if it feels like it is for you, then just take it. And if it doesn't resonate, that's fine. Let it go. Might be around the corner that it makes sense. So I love that piggybacking and the reaching as many people. And yeah, the participation is wonderful in the especially with the mediumship. If you just understand it, yes is even great. Normally, we work on the energy of hearing it. So this, yes, the energy is still present. It just helps. So the quicker you can give us that yay or nay or not too sure is helpful in any direction. So it's wonderful. And yeah, Susan and I like to jump into it. I started sweating. I had to turn the heat off. Usually it's chilly in here. We're at -1 today, y'all.
I
But
don't know how it got hot. It's hilarious.
we did.
Okay.
We were talking, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" Off went the heater. So, anyways, I can
It's
feel the
-1. My God.
yeah, yeah. But look
Okay.
at the sunshine. I mean, that's all the difference. Normally, we don't have this
Oh,
kind of sunshine, and I shouldn't say normally, but this January has been um,
sunnier.
yes, so much sunshine, which is really helpful. So,
That is super awesome. I'm happy for you.
yeah.
Look, I even had snow. I even had snow last week down here on the Gulf Coast of the United States. So and ice. So like we're all getting into action over here. Cindy P says she's up to a balmy 18 degrees.
Wow.
Nice. I for you guys up where Cindy is, they're wearing shorts right now. They're probably out there in flip flops.
Wow.
It's made of a whole different thing than me. Um, okay, let's get started, right? Let's just dive right in. Spirit draws us to your message. You're welcome to put your comment or your question in several times, but just know that we're just drawn. I can't describe it other than it's magnetic. Like
Mhm.
oftentimes we'll pick the same message.
We do.
So
Yeah.
yeah, let's get going. So Kevin, do you want to do you want to go first here?
Sure. I will go with this guy was um, this one here. It's so funny. I can smell the cigarette smoke. EQUU Equus 3333. I might have said that wrong, but thank you both. Who is smoking when they visit and hold me? Oh, this is interesting.
I saw that and I was like, the smoking is one thing. The holding is a whole nother thing, right? So you guys that are watching, what she's talking about is if you've ever smelled cigarette smoke, yet no one in your house is smoking, that is clairalience. That's a psychic ability to smell psychically, but we all have it, right? And it's not a very common thing. So it usually happens, say, 2 or 3 times in our lifetime. But it's almost always a relative, a loved one in spirit, because our spirit guides don't typically smoke. So it's more often than not a loved one. What do you have there, Kevin?
I picked up instantly on male energy. It does feel fatherly energy to me. And I'd be curious to watch what kind of time. If it's more in the evening, you can let us know. But I also feel like there's messaging in it. There's something about pride that comes through in that, because as I feel into the energy of that holding, grandpa, okay, interesting. So just, and I know you might not, okay, the pride is important. So kind of what you've been going through, there's this energy of just pride. Now it's kind of like a mirror in the sense of invite for you to see the pride in yourself. So feeling proud of what you've kind of accomplished, overcome, and especially in this reset. And then one little last thing is watch for the repetitive eights. And I don't see a whole lot of eights. And people usually have more of the 111 or the 222, the 333, but watch for the eights. Equus 3333 is really standing out. So that's what I'm getting.
Yes, I agree. I wonder if she said something about nighttime, because I think it is at nighttime, isn't it? Equus, isn't it at nighttime? It feels like during non-daylight hours, whether that's dusk or dawn, I don't know. Yes, I agree with everything Kevin has said, and I agree with the pride. I would say self-respect and standing up for yourself. If you haven't, she said, thank you so very much. Yes. Okay. If you haven't had your boundaries smashed, squeezed, pushed yet, well, I'm going to reframe that. What they're saying is you have had your boundaries squeezed, but your grandpa is here because it's about to get worse, or it's about to cross some line that you have in your head. Like you're like, okay, as long as they don't cross this line, like if they cross this line, I'm going to have to rethink some things. Well, they're going to cross the line. That's why your grandpa's here. They're going to trip over your line, step on it, kick it. And he wants to say, you can maybe have a little temper or be a little sparky, spicy person. And it's really more about having that self-pride that Kevin's talking about and just saying, I got this. No, thank you. Like, you don't have to get mad. It's more like, no, thank you. Kindly step off of my boundary. Kindly remove yourself from my house. It's that kind of self-assuredness, like, I know I got this, instead of, why do I always have to battle these people? It's not that energy. It's more like, you got this. You're okay. You're going to be okay. She says she's done.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's why he's there. And he's holding you. That's very sweet. That's very sweet that you can pick that up too, because usually people are like, a dead person is holding me.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. And thank you for being a moderator, and thanks to all the moderators. Appreciate it. Kevin, did you get anything in advance that you want to talk about? Did you tune in?
You must be psychic. Yeah, I sure did. That's so funny. Yes, actually, I tried to, you know what I actually said? I'd like, could you actually make them a bit shorter? Because they tend to be a little bit long, and it's like writing 50 facts. I'm like,
you just get to the point.
Get to the point. I'm like quick and concise. So I do have what feels like a father energy. I got the G name, like a George, I want to say. I feel very creative with him. There's a connection to an M name. I feel like this is a reach out to a daughter, but there would also be a son. So you would have a brother. there's potentially a third, and I say potentially, this one might be in the spirit, the third sibling in this kind of little grouping. I feel like there would have been a reunited kind of energy, or a recent visit with you and the brother. This is random, but I got something about you or someone around you is currently researching something. I could see all like on the table, and there was all of this research that was going on. There's significance around the month of March and somewhere around the 11th of July. And then still in the physical world, there was a pocket watch. And I feel like it's still in the physical. I can feel it. So someone has that. And then I tried to say short, but anyways, a series of numbers, and just be curious what the order of them is, but it was 2217. And then the message, because I was like, okay, get to the point, give me a message. And it was seeing beyond this current chaos, really finding your peace. And you don't have to be right always. There was this like, okay, we don't always have to be right in things. Sometimes that can be the energy of not moving forward. So there was that. So that was the first one. Do you want me to do the second one? Because there was one more.
Yeah.
And
if you guys don't know what's happening, dead people, this is what it is. Visit him before we do this and give him a message. So you guys be listening. If this makes sense to you, even if you're watching to the video, whatever, this is for you. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's for somebody. And what we've actually found in most times, it is multiple people that understands the majority of the information. And that's it. To really kind of claim it, we'd have to really understand the majority of it. The second one was a lady that was coming forward. I didn't get a sense of a relationship necessarily, but significant in your life. I got the name Mary, if I didn't say that already. And I also got the K female name, like Kim or Kimberly. I feel that this female, the Mary energy, was a Cancer passing. She was either one of three sisters or had three sisters, something about three sisters. One would have just had a birthday. Significance around the 17th of January, 15th, 16th, 17th, and October. California connection. And another place that was pointed out was Ireland. I don't know if there's a certain trip or something. I feel with the energy of this Mary, she was good with sewing. Like, I don't know if she was a professional seamstress, but she actually could sew. And I feel like there's in the physical, someone still has curtains that she would have either worked on or created. And then the Claire Aliens came in with the smell of freshly baked cookies, is what I was getting. You didn't bake them yourself. Someone brought the fresh baked cookies. And then one last thing was there's a significant gold watch, and someone also would have that in the physical still. And the message was, and this was powerful, you are like the phoenix rising. So I feel like there's been some real breakthroughs. And so bravo in that, she's saying, and to keep going. So yeah, beautiful energies that came in before we went live. So
that is so detailed. You guys stick around, because these are the kind of readings this guy gives. Very detailed information. And I just have one little thing that happened to me yesterday. I was driving, and this song came on the radio, which is called Fantasy by Earth, Wind, and Fire. And it's not even on my playlist, but the thing that happened was I felt emotion. I felt sadness. And then I could see someone dancing to this song, which would have been like disco, maybe 70s. So if anybody has a connection to that song, or there's a certain sadness there, there's also a connection to this person being somewhat in religion or liking religion or, observing religion. They're in spirit. Anyway, and I got March 2 for somebody, so that's interesting. But I'm just gonna, and then Fly Like an Eagle. So I don't know if anybody has any connections to those two. They're two different people. Okay, let's move on.
Let me just see. Wait 1 sec.
What happened?
Okay.
Grab it.
Okay. Holy shiznat. That's my ex's grandma, Mary.
Yes.
I have the gold pocket watch. And I have the Phoenix Rising tattoo on my back.
Good job, Kevin. All right.
Oh, Tracy, that's so great. And Tracy, here's the truth, everybody. I know Tracy, but Tracy, you could confirm I've never brought through Mary for you. So this is really, and I don't think you've ever talked. I don't even know what checks you're talking about, but nonetheless, that's really awesome. Wow. Yeah, Holy Lordy is right, Tracy. That's wonderful. I'd be curious if you understand more of the information. But even if that was a postcard, if you will, of her reaching out through, perhaps if it's somebody else understands it as well. But that's really great. They love it. It's so, and Susan, you understand this, where it's like, it's so validating in the sense of just like when people understand it and they claim it, it's not about being right. It's not the ego part of it. It's just this like
Excitement.
energy. Yes, it's like it's being received, and it's like, oh my goodness, it's just, to me, is so powerful. So,
And it's somehow it surprises us every time it happens.
right.
Somehow it's like, wow, look at that. Like it never gets old. It's like, wow, that is cool. And I hope it never gets old. I hope I always celebrate it like that, right? That's pretty cool. Good job, Kevin. Awesome. Thank you, Tracy, for being here. It's great that the messages connected, because sometimes he gets them and he talks about them, but the person gets them later and then they email us and they say, which is fine too. But it's nice to have it like all in one timeline, which is really nice. Oh my God, Kevin, you killed it. Fantastic. Congratulations, everybody.
It's just like
Congratulations to the people on the other side. This is a big production. This is like an opera, like a Hollywood movie, like all the things that have to happen for the message to connect.
Susan, I think it's so great. I actually see the spirit in their dress rehearsal. And it's like they're lining up their side, we're lining up our side. There's this energy of bringing us together, not by coincidence. And it's that's the awe. That's where we just go, like our jaws on the ground going, oh my gosh, how magnificent it is that there's this energy that is, it knocks my socks off each and every time. So how wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get on with the show.
Okay. Yeah, that was the show. What are you kidding me? What do you mean get on with the show? Okay, let's see. There's a couple of people here asking that you're going to sell your home. So Helen says, should I sell my home? So when you say that, yes, that's a yes or no question, but Spirit is like, that's not a yes or no answer. It's more like there's a time component. It's not like, should you sell it? To me, it's almost when should you sell it? So the timing component is actually feels like it has more importance as to whether yes or no. So yes, and when. They want to say there's a specific timeline that's more favorable for doing this, and how you can know the timeline, because I can't, maybe Kevin has it, but I can't find an exact. I mean, I can give you some likely, but they want to help you understand that if you'll just like be in the flow, and this is a message for all of us, I swear to God, you can't push the river. You've got to flow down the river. You're not going to get in the river and say, stop flowing. You've got to be with the river, one with the energy. So if you can just, as much as you can, be with the energy, it's all going to happen in a way that's going to blow your mind. Like it's all just going to fall into place. What do you get, Kevin?
Susan, they're pointing out the stone in your ring. What is that?
That one?
Yeah.
It's a moonstone.
Okay, so they're saying, Helen, the moonstone in relation to what? Because it feels more, when you said the timeline and kind of like, it was, up went this boundary. And I feel like the timeline it's like, could have been 6 months ago, 3 months ago, could be tomorrow. You really stepping into the energy of the vision. And I got a really direct card. I got the doing. You get to decide, and I feel like any boundaries around it, there's something supportive. And I'm not a crystal person. I just like them because they're pretty and they kind of speak to me in that sense. But the moonstone is supportive for the the mental kind of emotional aspect of the energy that's, I guess, the indecisiveness or the contemplation. But should you, I feel it's like you can. So stepping into the energy of that decision feels like the breakthrough that's going to happen for you, Helen. Yeah, and it
And
feels
maybe
good.
the moonstone is Cancer, so that could be Cancer season.
Okay.
So I don't know, but look up moonstone astrology connection, that because Kevin's being drawn to the moonstone. Also, moon is cycles, right? Is full moons. It's just a cycle. So that might be helpful too. I hope that's helpful to you, dear. We wish you all the best. Kevin, do you want to go
Sure.
next?
Yeah. Oopsie, I just about ended the live. No. I did that. I was teaching a class and I was saying goodbye to everybody. It was like that, like the final, it was over and I was saying goodbye and I somehow hit the Zoom and it went in 3, 2, 1. And then it literally went blank screen. Oh my gosh. I was mortified. Anyways,
At
let's
least
just
it
see.
was the end of it.
This one caught my eye here. Kathleen Moore. Hi, Susan and Kevin. 2 years ago, I had an odd shaped light on my bedroom ceiling. It stayed there 1 week. Wow. What could it have been? Wow. It was there a week, like nonstop. I'd be curious, or like intermittently. Speaking of, I don't know why I'm getting that seeing the moon, but anyways, let me feel into this. Did I just say the moon?
Yeah, you did.
I did, in the moonstone. Look at this card. They said look down, which is interesting. It's a
Oh my
breakthrough. And
God.
it's the moon. It's the moon landing. This is about a breakthrough for you, Kathleen. And
I
sometimes
agree.
we just need a little bit extra support. So the prolonging of it was, really like we've all had it where it's like a little whisper and then a little tap and then it's like a push, push, push. And it's like, okay, come on. Like, can you see it? Can you see it? So there's really this embrace of the energy. I mean, and it was intermittent. Okay, that's curious. It's breakthrough energy.
I agree. It's like they put the bat signal. They're saying they
Yeah.
put the bat signal on your ceiling. Like, we're here. You know what I mean? Here's the bat signal. I don't even know exactly what that means, but that's what they're saying. Um, it- Follow your intuition. I think Kevin's right. It's a wake up call. I think you have the abilities, actually, Kathleen. But I think that they're asking you to trust them, identify them, and trust them more.
Mm,
So,
yeah.
but I think it's probably your guide team, your spirit guide team. Who do you think it is?
Um, it's less important about
Who?
individual. It's more of the collective energy in it. And as I
Nice.
felt into that energy of the breakthrough, I was flashed back to well, they actually did it with an orange light, and it's around your sacral. So 7 to 14 in that energy, it feels like relationship. And so it's twofold in the sense of it's a look back to your own relationship, inner child. You might have been doing some of that work. And then in this moment, it's to support you. It really is. And when you said trust, Susan, it was like it vibrated. So really being in the trust around relationship with self and outwardly with others. So this is really powerful and good for you for recognizing. But ultimately, it feels collective. I can't put it into words that it's just one specific energy or
Nice.
person. Yeah, which is powerful.
Nice.
Mhm.
Let's see if we can, and thank you, Kathleen. Good luck with that, dear. Cindy P has a dear friend. Oh, I'm so sorry. A dear friend unsubscribed uh, from their life. Any chance he has a message? His name is Dan. I'm really sad about this. I'm sorry, Cindy. Um,
Hmm.
I mean, I feel like he's fine. Of course, people that do these things that make this choice, they're fine. Nothing bad happens to them. They're fine. They get healing. They get love. So that's that's what happens. So I feel like he's not very chatty right now. Maybe Kevin is amazing at this, right? But I'm getting a little bit of a wryness. Um, he For me, he doesn't no, he doesn't want to explain himself, but he would talk about nature and being outside and dogs and a sense of freedom, a sense of when he was outside, he had this sense of freedom that he didn't like being put in a box or pressure or identity even being put in a box. And
Mm.
that's what he liked about being outside. It's like it was so expansive, right? He really enjoyed that sense of expansiveness, whether in whatever way that he experienced it in his life. And I think perhaps that you can actually say that has a little bit of something to do with why he did what he did,
Mm.
right? Is this limiting energy of feeling uncomfortable in your life, in your skin. So that's what I would say. What do you got, Kevin?
Mm. I felt a little fuzzy in my head, and so I just feel, and I feel like this is before I transition, just around the choices that I'm making. I feel like just recognizing the struggle might not have been apparent to everybody. I feel you had a sense about this. There's also something artistic around it, or around his energy, artistic. And then I started to hear piano music, and then I was
Guess
listening to
what?
it.
He's a musician.
Okay, beautiful. That would make sense because then he brought me back to the song that Susan had mentioned earlier, and I can't even remember what you mentioned, but it's like that's
Fly
important.
Like an Eagle, Fly Like
Oh,
an Eagle, or the Fantasy by
the first one that you just said.
okay, the
Yeah,
Earth, Wind, and Fire fan. Oh no, Fly Like an Eagle. Okay, okay.
yeah. And then there is something about a car that he's showing me. There's also a Michael. Who's Michael in this to you? And then the month of September is significant, but where he wants you to just be at this peace, Cindy, is in the energy of how Susan was saying, like he's okay. The expansiveness from just leaving the physical body was immediate for him, and so the embrace from the other side is no different. There's no judgment in the way that we transition or exit this earthly walk, and so just really knowing that he's really being held in that love, and I feel there still is this tender kind of review. We call it this review. I feel like he's in that space right now, and he's saying to watch for the owl. There's something that around the owl because he wants to impress you. He wants to impress you in the
Nice.
exchange of energy that's going to happen. So it won't be just those little things. It can be the big wow. And there's something about an owl that he's bringing to my awareness, Cindy. So lots of love to you. And if is mom still here? His mom's still here. He's just bringing up the energy of his mom. Yeah. Okay.
Well, you were right. So her brother Michael had died young at an age of 23. So that's who Michael is.
Oh,
So
interesting.
exactly, you guys see how good Kevin is here. And she hasn't said anything about the owl, but I feel like Cindy, you have a connection to owls, but I don't know why. I know that. I just feel like that is something you're connected to. But you know, oh, his mom passed and he was devastated by that. Okay, so his mom passed first. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. That's it. Just the connection in it. So I was like, if I had more time, I'd probably be able to figure that out. But nonetheless, there's that. They reach out to the other people, and it's just to create a little more validation, but also just there's such meaning and energy in that. So yeah, watch for the owl. I feel like you're going to email us shortly and be like,
Yeah,
oh my
it's
goodness.
gonna be a big owl right outside of her window or something.
Yes.
Hey, Jason Tempinski's here. Good to see
Oh,
you.
hi, Jason. Nice to
Yep,
see
yep,
you. And
yep.
thank you,
Okay,
Serenity. That's so kind of you.
that was awesome, Kevin. That's fantastic. He's on fire as usual.
Uh,
Okay, Kevin, anything you want to choose next?
let's do it. Oh my gosh, I'm way behind. Okay, I'm gonna go with
No, you're
uh,
not way behind.
I feel like Let's see. I'm going to go with this one. Thank you, Serenity. That's kind of you. Will I be moving back to my home country in the near future? And is that a positive change? So kind of two-part. Lots of question around that, the movement where people are. And I get it that there's lots of different reasons why we would consider moving. This feels good. Just instantly, it feels good.
I feel like some kind of restriction, and I mean, when you get there, maybe it's changing from one type of environment, to a different type of environment, a different government, a different society, culture, whatever. But I feel like you like it. It feels good to your heart space. It feels good. But then there's I guess what I'm feeling is there's a sense of having to adjustment period. There's an adjustment period. So they're saying don't underestimate the adjustment period. It's going to be very different than what it was before when you lived there, and it's going to be very different than your current living situation. But it's all possible. It's just to have the right mindset. What do you think, Kevin?
Yeah, there is. It's funny because I got the patience card and the perspective card, and I think in that I pulled a timeline card, and it was interesting. It said within 2 years, which seems kind of like maybe it is short for you, and maybe that's long for you. I don't know what your desired timeline is, but there's it feels like a bit of a switch, and I was trying to get like, is this just a different city? So it's like your home country. But it feels like different, and maybe that's just a demographic, or it's just who you are. So some of the energy of how it might have been, whether that been positive or not so positive, I feel like ultimately perspective's going to be different. And that to me is where I initially got that energy of it feels good. So for continued, growth and experiences, you have it in your potential to make the move. Absolutely. And you're saying near future. Okay, interesting. Yeah.
So that's also perspective, right? So if you're saying near future and Spirit is saying, it could be 2 years or up to 2 years, try to adjust your perspective, like maybe moving quicker. See, again, I got restrictions. So that might be that the restriction part is you're not moving quite that fast. I would just try to be very open, because what happens is, because we have free will, we can make things happen sometimes against the energy, and then it just turns out not quite as good. So try to pull back and, don't rush into it, literally pull back and let yourself be guided.
Oh, that's right. That's so cute. You're a good eye. Lex Hem Art says, Kevin, your pillow has an owl and an eagle on them.
Nice.
That's so
Yes,
great.
that's right. Absolutely.
All righty.
Let's see. I'll grab the next one, and we're going to go with, we're going to go right to Lexum, who was just talking. You have a beloved dog named Max, passed away in August. I'm so sorry, because I get it. They're my heart as well. I'm still waiting for him to let me know he's okay. I feel like this dog barked, not all the time, but had a specific kind of bark. Okay. And I feel like you're going to hear this bark. It's the same way we talked about smelling cigarette smoke without actually smelling it. You can hear something without actually hearing it. Like in your mind, you hear the bark, right? I feel like this Max has been around, but I think that you're just not aware of it, because he's telling me I'm around, mom. Did he have something with his mouth, his gums, his teeth, or did he like to chew things? I just feel like there's something going on with my gums, right? Like right along here. It could have just been that he was a chewer, that he liked to chew things. Let me see what he's saying. He's saying he's giving you a message about your life. He's saying everything is going to be okay.
Mm,
Don't worry about that. He just says, don't worry about that, mom. It's going to be okay. I think you must have talked a lot to him. Like he was your soulmate. Like you just like talked to him like he could hear you, but he really can hear you. And he's here to say, don't worry about it. It's going to be fine.
I love that.
What are you getting there, dude?
It's similar. It's like we're on this adventure together. We're still on this adventure together. It's like, what do you mean? Like I haven't gone anywhere. It's like that kind of like from his perspective. Super adorable. I feel really cuddly. And interesting that you're tapping into that energy of healing. I feel like he's coming in with the energy of healing for you. And of course, I pulled a card and it's the animal totems card, which is really interesting. And so the medicine that he's bringing in, there's something about the 27. The 27, is that the day of the month? The 27th. And I'd be curious with the healing. Is there something with your foot or your ankle, kind of leg, but more foot is, I don't know if that's you or not, but there's this energy of he's bringing in the healing for you. Oh, that's so funny. And then this card just dropped, and it's the divine presence,
Oh, nice.
which is curious. So,
Oh, well, here you go, Kevin. That's his birthday in December, though. That date is his birthday date.
oh, it's so good. Aren't they magnificent? I
They
mean,
are
these
amazing.
things are,
You're amazing. What are you kidding me? So
oh my,
you know your dog's birthday date. That's really cool. I love that. I never know my dog's birthday dates. That's super
wow.
cool. Do you
Wow.
have anything going on with your foot or your ankle, Lexim Heart? Because I agree with Kevin with that. And if
Hmm.
you don't pay attention, like just be careful about your
Yeah.
walking, like to that you don't twist something or something. It could be a warning.
Wonderful. Oh, my turn? I
Yeah, I
will.
think so. I was just giving her a second to answer, but I don't see it. Okay, yeah, let's move on. It could be just a warning about something, some energy there. Oh, she broke her foot 3 years ago. Okay, her right
Uh,
foot 3 years ago. Okay,
okay, and he would have been there for that.
he
So
would have
again,
been there for that.
yeah, just that energy of healing, and that feels good. Okay, yeah. So you don't have to worry about it. It's not like we're predicting you're going to do it again, but there's just it's revisit of that, and that's the tenderness and the energy that I was kind of feeling into. Susan was feeling into was that they're just wanting to take care of us, and so from his energy and perspective, nothing has changed in that. So
Nothing is, listen to what he just said. From his perspective, nothing has changed in that. He's
yeah,
still there with you.
yeah,
Just try to be a little bit easy and you'll start to feel his presence.
yes, exactly. All right. Hi, Sharon Sight. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank you. Thanks to
Thank
all the
you.
moderators.
Yeah, so wonderful. I'm trying to see something more recent. Where are we here? Sorry, guys. Sorry, I didn't star them.
That is okay. You can go down to the bottom of the live feed and
I feel like this one's drawing my eyes. I didn't fully read it, but it's kind of intriguing me. Question: twice as a child, I believe I almost was kidnapped. I am very intuitive and always wondered if I was just a dramatic teenager. That's curious to me.
it is curious. My goodness.
Right? Not once, but twice. Wow. Um, let's see if there's a card.
I have a feeling that yes, that this is true. That and you yeah, yes, right. You're intuitive. That's what they just said. This was your intuition saying beware of this, beware of that, don't go over here. It helped you. It helped you not get into those situations.
Mm.
You're still intuitive. I mean, you still have this.
I pulled two. I don't know how to make sense of this. I pulled three cards. The first one was direction. The second one was there's no place like home. No place
Okay.
like home. And then the third one is the lost compass. I gotta say at least one of them feels like a very like close encounter, if you will. The second one, I'm not sure, but there's one of them, and I say it was the first, the energy of the first time. Um, and so, yes, the lost compass is, so I'm just like, why that card? And it's like, to your question about being intuitive, absolutely. You've become even more intuitive. And those experiences, some of those things will just really stand out to us where there's moments of like that intuition. And it's to remind you to keep using that. So deeper into your sense of intuition, for that own internal guidance of, the choices that you're making, the things that you're doing. It's like it's revisiting that energy of just being really grounded, and able to be in your intuition even deeper. So yeah, that's never gone away from you, is what I get as well.
It's
Yeah.
there. It's always there, you guys. Even if you feel like it's dropped off or something like that, it's always there. It's just kind of maybe under the surface a little more than it was, right? So, um, let's see.
Where's New Mexico? Is that a state?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I just heard New Mexico. I'm not quite sure why.
Yeah. Does that have something to do with Kate? You did pull the home card.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure. I just
Oh,
heard.
she said once it was from a campsite and the second was on her way home. Let us know if New Mexico fits in somewhere um, with that. If not, that's fine because there's a lot of dead people around. It could be one of the people that is here to talk to us about something else.
Mexico's in the house.
Yeah, New Mexico is in the house, right? It's a beautiful state, actually. It's a little
Oh,
bit like Arizona Sedona. It's kind of like that mystical kind of energy. Um,
I'd love to go there.
yes.
Oh.
Let's see. Okay. So, A.L. Artemis says, "Will my troublesome neighbors move away this year?" I kind of
Oh.
feel like it could get a little bit worse, like there's a crisis point or some kind of, you know, climax, and then they either get removed, like they have to leave, or some poor, like the bad person moves out. They're just showing me like when the bad part of something gets removed. So I think either they're going to get removed or part of them is going to get removed because I feel like towards the end of the year, around August, September, the fall, there things get a little quieter. Things get really much quieter.
Mhm.
But there could be like a little bit of a crisis point. What do you get, Kevin?
Um, it's so great. So I got the patience card came out again, and then when you were saying the quiet, I got the silence. I got the silence. So it's
Nice.
it's it's the energy shifts this year. I don't think it's tomorrow. There's a bit of the patience, that's coming up, but I do see eventually. They just showed me a rainbow, and that feels really good. So, yeah, change is coming, and I too kind of like into that fall,
Okay.
September, October. Yeah.
Stay out of their way. They're unpredictable. The energy right now is unpredictable. Don't get involved with anything with them. I feel like if this is an external situation that comes in, I don't think it's you're involved, but you could make yourself involved. So I would just say stay away. Let that do it. Let karma do its own thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Disengage.
yeah. There is one person, Terry says, that her dad is from New Mexico and he passed away 15 years ago. Terry,
Oh,
can you do you want to read on him, Kevin?
sure.
Kevin's like, sure. Why
Let's.
not?
Why not?
Why
Um,
not?
I heard what you said, but I need to see it. Where is this?
Yeah, I know. Oh shoot, it was there and now it's gone. One moment, please. Uh there it is. Terry, my dad is from New Mexico. He passed away 15 years ago. Um, for me, I would love to have his name just because, again, there's a lot of spirits
Yeah.
here and it just helps me break through the crowd. But getting an impression of an old car, like I'm hearing the word jalopy. That's not a word I would use. Let me know, Terry, if that makes sense, something he would say. Um, I'm also getting like a piggyback, like not only your dad, but it feels like his dad or your grandfather. There's somebody else that he wants to point out is with him. He's pointing to another man who's there. And oh, Kate, the other person that we were reading about that I don't know what we were reading about, she said she was supposed to go to college in New Mexico.
Oh, that was the one about the two abductions or the.
Yes, thank you. Yes. Okay.
Oh,
Great.
okay.
Okay. And
Yeah.
um so that makes sense. And so Terry, so his name is Ernie Romero. Okay.
Oh, that's interesting. She's got the rainbow.
Golly, isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? It's like, okay, you're going to go from this person to the rainbow, who's New
Yeah.
Mexico, but this person is New Mexico, but the new person is New Mexico, but you'll know you're reading the right person because you're going to see the rainbow. It's like, oh my God, are you for real?
I
Okay,
know.
yes.
Okay. Wow, my ears are ringing.
I know, right? Like mine too. I feel like, will you two pay attention? Oh,
Right?
it's only me. It's mainly me. It's mainly me. Ernie, how are you, Ernie? He says, fine. Was he this person that I'm getting in feels like he was a little bit on, there's one guy that was a little bit on the shorter side, so like 5'8" or 5'9", but then there's another guy showing up who's super tall. Again, I keep getting two different men.
Mm.
What are you getting, Kevin?
That's interesting that you just said two different men because I got two different. I got a G name and I got a D name. I got two brothers. Who's got the two brothers? Is that you or him? But two, I got significance of the significance about the month of October, and then I felt this heart energy. If this is dad, I felt this
I
energy
got that
around the
too.
heart.
Right.
And then when I said my ears ring, what's so interesting, I pulled a card. And I know it says the farther gate, but I read it as I thought it said the father gate. I thought that was interesting. And this is so two parts in this. Watch for the repetitive fives, and then it's about a bold step forward. So him acknowledging you in that, and I feel like he's witnessing from the spirit that you've made movement in your life that is bold, and so he's acknowledging that, recognizing it, missed it in the physical, but definitely still aware of it. So, and is it you? Are you the creative? Are you the creative
She
one?
is a creative because she's building, she's doing a clay project that involves rainbows.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you can't make this up. And see, that's just the overlap of the energy where it's like they do that. 5'10". Dad was
So he
5'10".
wasn't that tall, and Uncle Pancho was about the same age. So there's the two guys that we're seeing. I feel like he wasn't a talker. I feel like he wasn't like a chatty kind of guy. But I feel like you had a close connection to him, and that he knew how to do things. Like he was just a quiet guy, kind of did his own thing. But yeah, he sends us love, right? Like he's kind of amazed at you with your art, I think.
Mm.
It keeps showing me this old car. I don't know why. Anything else, Kevin?
Did you say something about did you just say something about the car? That's what I was asking you in my head. You said it again, but you said it at the beginning, didn't you, about a truck?
Darn it. Yes.
I was like, we were just having a conversation.
Sorry.
No, it's perfect.
I'm in your head.
It's good. Because he took me to your vehicle, Terry, and it's when I said about the fives, watching for the fives, watch on your odometer for the repetitive fives is where he's showing me, because this feels like your actual car. So he was quite an extremely handy, interesting. Okay, perhaps that's connection to perhaps he worked on the cars as well. But that's curious to me. Could you understand the heart with him?
Yeah, I got that heart thing too. Yeah.
Oh,
Did he have a heart? Did he have heart trouble? A murmur or he was just such a quiet, it's kind of like people that are quiet in
yeah,
life are quiet in the afterlife, and
yeah,
they're not just going to be like, and this happened and this happened. It's just kind of like a little bit harder to get him to kind of communicate with us.
yeah,
But so I don't know about Kevin, but I switch into clairsentience, which is feeling. So then
yeah.
I start feeling into what was his personality like, what was his health like. So yeah, I don't know if I missed your thing about his heart. You might not know about his heart, and that's fine.
That's
Um, it feels like lungs, heart. What is that? They
oh,
call
okay, yeah,
that.
stroke. Got it. Yes, cars and airplanes, and he had a stroke.
Oh, he had a stroke. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, because all he could tell me was it gave out, like something gave out.
Yeah.
Well, he's around you. He's around you all the time, I have to say.
Mm.
Not like obsessive, but he visits you often. Let's put it that way.
I
All
love.
right. Take good care, Terry. Thank you so much. And good luck on your clay project. Sounds amazing. All right, Kevin, anything you want to grab?
Um,
Whoops.
I'm still with that. Okay, wait a sec.
Uh-oh. If you don't want to move on.
No, it's that I was going back to the energy of another father that was at the beginning, and it was I keep hearing George, and what is that called? It's a type of cancer, and I'm sorry if I say this wrong, but the blastoma,
Oh
that,
yeah, uh-huh.
and I
Yeah.
feel it in my head with this energy. I don't know if this is another man. You feel different, but dad, and that. I'm still with the dad energy, and it's the. Could someone tell me what that's called?
Something blastoma. I know what you're talking about.
And I feel it's in my head. I feel it's in my head, um, and I know that it's cancer, and I know that I'm a dad, and there's an M name. I want to say Michelle, but M female connection, but it's separate than the first one. Okay, but George as well. That's so interesting.
Anybody can claim that. Let us know in the comments. Oh, yeah, you got the name right. Darn it. And I just glioblast. You said it right. Glioblastoma. You had it right. Brain
Yeah,
cancer. Okay.
yeah.
Is a brain tumor. Does that make sense for anybody?
But I know my name is George. That's what I know, because it was like, but it's different than the first one. But it's a dad as well.
Oh, well,
And
Tracy from earlier, her dad had brain cancer.
oh heavens. Okay, or we still with Tracy?
Didn't we read her, or was it a different Tracy? You
No, it
guys,
was
when we're
Tracy
connected to
with the mirror.
spirit, I have no idea what is happening for real.
Yes.
Like seriously. I could have talked to you 5 minutes ago and I'd be like, oh, I talked to you. I didn't know. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like my brain is being borrowed by other things right now.
I don't know if it's with you, Tracy, because I feel her dad is George. Wait, and Michelle. Okay, wait, what is going on here?
I
It's
don't
from
know what is going on. What is happening?
George.
Okay, wait a
Is
minute.
actual Michelle here with her dad, George?
Oh, Brian, not George, but there's an Emma with a George.
Yes. Okay. Emma,
And then
which
the
is
chat moves and I
oh,
can't keep up.
it's true. Bear with us, you all.
Uncle George had a glioblastoma. So there's actually probably going to be a few people here. Again, back to the beginning of the video where I said spirit does not waste.
Well, that's great, because the last reading was the dad and the uncle, which was so interesting. So there's just this. Okay, I couldn't move on because I was like, I was like, is that still him talking? And I knew that it was somebody different. Okay, interesting. Wow. So the message that was given for the one with the father and then the uncle came in, that was also for you. and I don't remember what that was.
Oh, darn. That was also for them?
I think
Okay. That's the
forward.
person with the rainbow. Anyway, okay. Just you guys know. You guys know more than we do.
Yes. I feel like it's also the energy because of the planets right now. It was so funny because when I was sitting there and I was asking my guides like, what's the big deal about this? And they're like, Kevin. So they made it simple for me and they were like, normally you're on dial up. And I was like, what? And right now they've amped us into this like extreme, like high connective Wi-Fi. And so their
Nice.
ability to be in this connection, and it's the energy around manifesting that is really big today. There is a huge opportunity for us to match our thoughts and our intentions and our energy with the universe in that. And so that's a part of the message from the dads and the uncles. For all of you that understood the that information. Okay, that feels better. Now I can release that because my body was doing weird things, so we're good.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Right. But pay attention to his message that today's a big time manifestation. So try to keep your brain from manifesting bad things, right? Let's not think about all the bad things that are happening. Let's manifest something amazing for the summer, right? Like this summer, I want to be surprised and delighted by my work, by my health, by my money, by my fun, that I'm going to have so much fun this summer, and then release it. And don't please stop that part of your brain that's like, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Look at all the bad things. Well, yeah, it's never going to happen because these negative thoughts are holding down your manifestation. So you've got to like say, we're going to have a break from the negativity and I'm just going to spend 10 minutes thinking positive.
yeah, that's huge. Actually, that energy in that is they're giving us a collective cold glass of water over the head. They're like, you guys, no, for
Wow.
real. It's like,
Right.
and I'm usually a little softer in how and it's literally accountability. They're like a bit of a shake up
Accountability.
for accountability, and we have choice in it. We have choice in it no matter
Personal.
what the circumstance is. So there is this opportunity. And so step into that energy, be within the choice, and yeah, move into that. Move into that.
Claim it. Claim it, you guys.
Exactly.
Very cool. I really think it's so true. Even though my guides say, even though this is like a really terrible time in the United States, it doesn't mean it's a terrible time for you. You can manifest your best life ever, and it's possible. And all you have to do is claim it and let it go and let them help you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, fiber optic. We're on fiber optic right now.
That's fiber optic.
K88 88 says I'm experiencing another loss. I'm so sorry. Any message? Thank you from Canada. You've experienced another loss. I don't
Yeah, if you're here.
What I'm getting for you, dear, if you're just gonna say, like if you're not gonna tell us exactly what loss or who to connect because there's so many, I'm gonna tell you that your guides are saying to think about your loss as heaven's gain. Or it's like when someone you really really love is visiting you and they spend time with you, and then they have to leave and they have to go spend time with someone who's not living in your town, right? If you kind of think of it like that, like it's sad, right? It absolutely go through the stages of grief, but also know they're doing something fun with somebody else. So you can almost kind of think of it like that, right?
Think of Max the dog and Max's perspective of he's like, Mom, I'm still here. Like nothing's changed. You know what I mean? Like the perspective that we're left with can sometimes be the opposite, and we can feel, not connected, or that they're in a different place. And yes, in the physical, they're no longer here, but that's the only thing that changes. And so the rest of it does remain. Yeah, I think that's a beautiful message that you gave. I don't really have anything to add to it.
Okay. Do you want to do a few more? We're coming up on the hour, but
Yeah,
we could do maybe one or two more.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Let's go to something more recent. Where are we here? Is this at 12? This was recent, and it was starred. Will our trip to Europe in September this year be safe? Yes. I'm drawn to the picture of your horse and the energy of the freedom and the movement of a horse, and especially in the wild. So that working with you, did this change? Like, is this a revisit in the energy of, like, you were supposed to go before, the time changed around it? Like, logistically, was there change in this? Because it feels like kind of like the uncertainty. It doesn't have to be you don't have to carry that forward. It's like, be in the beautiful vision of what you've created. And it feels magnificent. And are you going to several countries? 3 in particular. 3 in particular. It feels good. And yes, safety, absolutely, it feels safe. I'm not concerned. Are you still here, Wendy? Oh, oops.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Oh, you had to put it off. Right. Yeah. That's why the energy is there, because you've already had to cancel it once for, I agree with Kevin. I think just relax.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, they're going to France, Portugal, and Spain. So that's 3 countries. It seems fine, but just go with the flow. Okay. Try not to overthink it. Try not to be too controlling, because like the plans could change a little bit. And as long as you're willing to just sort of flow with it, you're going to really have a great time.
Love it. Michelle, unless you understood the information, there was a Michelle name in connection with a father energy that was stepping forward. And so people were just saying, if there was a Michelle here that understood it. His name specifically was George. G name for sure. I heard it as George, but might not be you, Michelle.
It could be you. I mean, this is the funny thing. That message can apply to multiple people too.
Yes.
But if it's not yours, that's cool. Perfectly fine.
Have fun. Okay, no, not your father. I didn't feel like it was, but yeah, thanks for checking. Thanks for checking.
Awesome. Let's see, maybe one more. I don't know. Juanita Dempsey said, I've been single for over 22 years. Will this change soon? I think it can't. What did you pull?
Girl, you're on fire. Yes, I heard. I'm being a bit sassy, but I heard, get it, girl.
Get it, Juanita.
The medicine of the horse back on the saddle. Oh my gosh, this is a different energy. Yes, it's time. It is really time. Yeah, I got the pause card. You can step out of that pause. You've kind of, yeah. I can feel the fire.
And it feels permanent to me. This doesn't feel like a dating dinner. I mean, you could have that experience, but there is someone here. There's an energy here that is permanent, that feels like a love, like a lifetime, like the one. But you have to still be, you can't just take that and say that anybody you meet, that's the one, right? You still have to do your own discernment. You still have to do your own due diligence, but there is the possibility for that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything to add, Kevin? Yep, that's it.
It's this quick. It could be next week.
What? Juanita, Girl, get out of them slippers. What are you doing? You got to get ready. Come on. We got to get ready. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Juanita's like pulling the cover over her head right now, going, oh my God.
Oh, good. Yeah, you got this.
Yeah. So if
Wow.
you're very careful, Juanita, then it's the reverse. Relax. He said it. Release the pause. Go
Mm-hmm.
out and have fun and let someone take care of you. Let your guard down.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, it's time. I think it is time. Everybody's cheering you on. Everybody
Yeah.
wants to know. You'll have to come back and tell us. Um,
Let us know.
Mandy Petty, everybody's hilarious.
Totally.
Y'all are hilarious. Shave your legs. Everybody's giving her
Yes,
advice.
totally.
Oh, I
It,
described you. Okay, Juanita.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, this is how we stay single is we decide I don't ever want to experience anything bad, right? I don't want to get lied to or taken advantage of. I don't have time for all that. But when you close the door, you're closing the door to the good people too, as well as the bad people. So the next step is being able to open the door and say, you're skanky, get away. You're dreamy, come on in. You just have to figure that out. You have to kind of practice that. You had a bad marriage. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
exactly. So we have to learn, right? At some point, we just have to learn how to pick the good ones and get rid of the bad ones.
Yeah. And that caution energy or that careful sometimes can stop us from actually moving into, what's safe. And it goes back to that question about the the young lady that was asking about the potential abductions or the kidnappings and about intuition. And so really allowing, because if we're in this energy of resist and caution and fear, our intuition, because our body is not in the right, we're dysregulated in the nervous system in that case. And so intuition really happens at its best when we are regulated within the nervous system. So those types of energy and emotion can influence that. So everyone has very strong intuition. And sometimes because of all the other layers, we misinterpret or we don't listen. We're not recognizing. So yeah, use your intuition, Juanita, but moving into companionship and relationship feels very, very much, yeah, a part of what's coming up for you.
It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. Okay, Kevin, do you want to do one more or do you want to call it a day?
Let's put this. Love, love, love to you all.
Oh, that's so
Love
sweet.
Yeah, no, this was fun. It was good energy.
Thank you.
I always had a good time.
Yes, thank you guys. So people that are on my channel, please go check out Kevin's channel, The Healing Medium, and his website, thehealingmedium.ca. It should all be in the description here. And my channel is, if you're not on it, Susan Lynn, Spirit Navigator, or Susan Lynn Psychic Medium. And do you have anything coming up, Kevin, you want to tell anybody about?
Well, I'm teaching a Reiki class finally online. I've been doing a couple of years of doing it in person, and I finally got the nudge to offer it online. So Reiki level 1 is, oh gosh, I didn't plan on this. May 3rd and 4th.
Nice.
It's May 3rd and 4th. It's Reiki and Beyond is the program, and it's also actually it works with developing your intuition, your psychic, and your mediumship abilities within the foundations of the Usui level 1. So it's a beautiful program. And then, can I actually mention the retreat?
Sure, absolutely, of course you can.
So my partner Jeffrey Peck and myself are hosting our second. We're calling it annual now, retreat in Sedona in 2025, happening June 12th to 15th. It's actually a 2-part. So there's a beautiful retreat, workshops, different excursions that we're doing, mediumship demonstration, a beautiful event. I mean, I would probably take a half an hour to explain it all, but we work with one of the locals, medicine man, in a beautiful ceremony to open, sound healing. It's a magnificent 4 days. And then we have an optional, people can stay or just come to, we're doing a Reiki level 3-4 master teacher. Debbie Hedberg, Jeffrey, and myself, all Reiki master teachers, will be doing the 2 days Reiki level 3 and 4. So Reiki master. Yeah. So all of that stuff, I will say, is not on my website. It's actually on Jeffrey's website, which is jeffreypeck.com if you want to find out. I think it's approaching about half full. So we definitely have room for some more people if you feel called. So, thank you, Sharon. That's it. So wonderful.
Nice. Perfect. Sharon is amazing. Isn't she amazing?
Wow.
Telling you, man, she's a bomb diggity. All right, everybody. Well, there you have it. And let's just leave this with lots of love to you. And understand that you have your own personal responsibility to lead your life, regardless of what other kind of craziness is happening on your community or your country. It's just like Kevin said, they're throwing cold water on us. We have to wake up and see that we have to take responsibility for us, for our intuition and our growth and our love and our self-care. So I hope you guys do this. Yes, I'm having a retreat this year. I'm not announcing it yet because it's not nailed down, but I'm having a treat. Mine is going to be in October. So Kevin's is in June. Mine is in late October. It'll be my 3rd annual. So there's lots of things for you guys to, and he's doing an online class. I'm going to be doing online classes. Please, if you have a little extra money, invest it in yourself in whatever way that is, whether it's with us, whether it's with somebody else, it doesn't matter. If you don't have any money, invest in YouTube videos. Learn. I have my Wisdom on Wednesday. There's over 100 videos of how to be psychic, of so many things. It's like a whole spiritual library, right? All of this is at your fingertips. I want to encourage you to grasp it, to walk into 2025 thinking, I'm going to make this my best year ever for me. I can't control all those other people, but I sure can do something to help me.
Yeah. Step out of that fear consciousness. And we have the choice to do that. And it takes something. Sometimes it takes a village. So the community here, and I love that, Susan, the invest in yourself. And that doesn't have to cost money. There's resources. Your WOW series is exactly that. It covers everything, and so people can find out so much without having to, pay for it. And then, like you said, if you're able to, there's different things that people can do. And there's so many of us in this community that have such wonderful offerings. So it's beautiful.
What a gift this community is, right? What a gift that you have, say, 50 psychics in this community doing live videos, doing readings. I mean, it's just an amazing gift that all came together because of that guy. Truly. The only reason I'm on this video with Kevin is because of that guy. So there's some gifts here that we've been given, and take advantage of them, right? Really take advantage of them.
Beautiful.
All right, everybody. Well, take good care. Have a good weekend, okay?
Bye.
We'll see you next time. All right. Take really good care, everybody.